Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I just read Day of Ascension by Adrian Tchaikovsky and it is glorious. Let me introduce you to Maraud, an Imperial Forge world which, like many other worlds in the Imperium, is an absolute hellscape. The human population is forced to toil away in endless factories that cover the planet, where the goal of the safety protocols is not safety, but to maintain an acceptable level of radiation and chemical poisoning so that it doesn't harm production efficiency. On top of that, there's the Imperial Tides of Ascension Day, where the Skitarii Legion set to the streets under the command of inhuman tech priests, knocking in doors to collect their quotas of humans, the sickly and mutated to be burned in holy cleansing fires, and the strongest to be turned into new Skitarii. The lucky ones that aren't selected are then allowed back to the factories, albeit with only half of their family and friends remaining. This of course is an ideal breeding ground for the Gene Stealer cults, who have set up unions of sorts and are preparing for a glorious revolution when the angels of the real Emperor finally arrive. Things however rapidly start to escalate as the planet's Magos Biologos turns upon a group of civilians with weirdly eccentric mutations. The Magos spots their potential and finally sees an opportunity to get the respect he deserves, but maybe these Xenos will turn out to be more than he has bargained for. How all of this unfolds is the story of this novel. The plot of the novel is pretty epic. It starts off as a typical tale of hurt pride, betrayal and revolution, but the novel will frequently throw curveballs at you in order to always keep you guessing what will happen next. I seriously wouldn't have been able to accurately predict the ending until I had reached it, and the novel kept me captivated throughout the entirety of the book. Seriously, I read this one in one go, which I don't frequently do. Another big highlight are the two factions of this novel. The Adeptus Mechanicus are excellently portrayed, their quirky religion and the differences in the interpretations of it are worked out very well, and their extreme inhumanity also greatly sets them apart. To them lives are just another number to add to the equation, and the only ethics they uphold are those dictated by their religion. Imagine a mixture of religious zealots and crazy scientists stapled together on an extreme caricature of industrial factory owners. On the other side we have the Gene Stealer cults, the impoverished and beaten workers that rise up against the tyranny, mixed with some cool religious and alien elements. These guys are equally weird as they are amazing, and especially the attention this novel pays to their odd religion was something I greatly enjoyed. What makes this combination of factions even better, however, is their unlimited amount of contrasts. The cold fate of the Mechanicus versus the lively soul of the Gene Stealers, flesh versus steel, the cyborgs happy to act as a small gear in the Omnissiah's plan versus those who are unwilling to be forced into the greater machine. They look radically different, act radically different, and their philosophies seem almost polar opposites. Yet they're also oddly familiar. Both are religious fanatics, and for all their talk about being part of the machine, the AdMechs seem to have a surprising amount of ego. And for all their talk about individualism, the Gene Stealers seem oddly happy about being absorbed by their Emperor. The writing style was lovely as well, and I think it can best be likened to Abnet if I had to name a Black Library author. It definitely is a Warhammer novel, but the story is still very solid. It takes time to flesh out the setting and its factions, but never becomes overly descriptive. There are some cool combat scenes, but it doesn't devolve into bolter porn. The only thing the book spends some more time on are the philosophical and religious aspects of both factions, but I think this worked perfectly in this case. The only complaint I could come up with is that it's a bit short. It's priced at full novel price, but it's barely 200 pages. However, this is extremely nitpicky, and I would rather spend my money on 200 pages of this than on 300 pages of most other Black Library books. All in all, this book gets a very big 5 out of 5 weirdly shaped emperors. It is an excellent novel with a strong plot, cool characters, and a great fast-paced writing style. It truly sets itself apart by the amazing portrayal of both the Gene Stealers and the Mechanicus. People may still be sleeping a bit on this novel, but I truly believe that this book can do for the Gene Stealers and the Adeptus Mechanicus what the Infinite and the Divine did for the Necrons. So yes, this is an absolute must-read for all 40k fans, and especially those that are into our favorite toaster enjoyers or our favorite Xenos huggers. Anyway, that's all I got for you today.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing and click ringing the bell to appease the Great Horned Rat. For more lore content, please check my main channel and leave any book recommendations in the comments down below. I gotta get back to reading the next book.